Hey guys, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2. I wanted to do a color and chat. Everybody really liked the last one, and it seems like y'all like to see pencil, and I do have plenty of pencil work to do. So I have a work in progress in Rita's fall book. I promise it won't be Rita's book every time. But it just so happened that I had a nice fall picture that I wanted to finish. This might take me a while, but I swear I want to get it done before September ends. So I'm going to try to, I've got like 27, 28, 29, I've got 4 days. So including today. So I pulled out some pencils. So far for Rita's books, I'm only using Polychromos. They work really well in these books. They just glide on. It's perfect. But I started this page last November, as a matter of fact. And I actually keep a book. So I bought this journal at like a discount store, and I think I actually happen to be Ollie's, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, and it just has like sayings. It's supposed to be like a coloring journal. So what I do with this one, I also have a hardback book, well, cardboardy hardback. So in this one I put combinations like stone walls, gold, things I would use in, realistic rocks, things I would put in any book. This book, I actually write down pages I'm working on, like Autumn Dreamlings. And sort of really in Autumn Dreamlings, I would probably, my cat's crying at the door. I would use these colors on any bat in that book or whatever. Coloring Shakespeare is a project book I'm working on. Sometimes I'll put the page. I'm still working on my system for this, but it's working out. So as long as I write down, because I wrote down, I started this on November 5th, 2020. Oh, look, Scotty got in. Oh, you got a ball. Hi, baby. Also, while I'm here, I wanted to show you my favorite pens, because I use them in this book, because I need to write something. But my favorite pens are the Pilot Friction erasable pens, and these are amazing. I have like there's a pack you can get of all kinds of colors if you like colors. My black one, like, I use them so much. Like, I use them for everything, like my character sheets and things like that, that I might want to erase things. But this is a big pack of colors. I can't remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe there's 15 or 18 colors. I know there was a black one, and they're all downstairs. But anyway, so let me show you how well they work. If you haven't used them before, they change your life. Anyway, so if I just write, they write better than that. I think I'm just being hesitant this morning. And when you're writing, it's a good idea to if you write something and go, oh crap, I didn't mean to write that, and you want to erase it, it's just a good idea to let it dry for a minute, because when they're wet, they'll smudge. But they don't stay wet very long, just a few seconds. So, I mean, I can use the eraser from this one. Doesn't matter which eraser you use. But I just thought I would show you how well they erase. And like this writing has been on here since November. So if you want to know if it's been on there for a year, how well it comes off. I have a habit of using the same color to erase, but it doesn't matter. You can use anyone to erase it. But so there. I love using them for swatch sheets and things like that. They're just a great little tool. So anyway, there's my pens. So I write down what colors I'm using, you know, in a book or on pages so that I remember when I stop. I mean, if you don't have the habit of stopping and needing to come back, you might not need that. But anyway, let's see. I'm gonna work on maybe some clouds today. I have to try not to get into in your way. Let me move Spock there. All right, so let me see, what colors can I use for my clouds? Oh, so I wanted to say a few things about hang on, let me sharpen this. Okay. I wanted to say a few things about my coloring space video that I put up yesterday, and I don't remember what I wanted to say, which is fabulous, isn't it? Oh, what was I gonna say? I was gonna tell you that, oh, so Patrick Hat made a comment about how, it was so nice, and I realized, like, a lot of people, we as human beings in today's world have a lot of stuff. If you've ever watched George Carlin, if you know who George Carlin is, he talks about stuff, and it's right. I mean, we all do. We are a population of stuff, and that's how we like it. I am certainly not the first person to cast stones. I have a lot of stuff, and so when we moved, and I have accumulated this. I mean, if you didn't know, I'm 49 years old, and I am on my second marriage. I have been married to William for 12 years, going on 13 next May, and he's my dream and my prince and everything else. And in my next Color and Chat, I am going to tell you the story of how I met William, because it's a fun story and people have requested that. So it might be a longer one. I'll have to try to make it not an hour long. But so when we bought this house, and up until then, every place I'd moved into, I'd never had like a dedicated space, because when I got out of college and I was married the first time, we bought a condo, and which is cool. Condos are cool. You know, they're just attached. I discovered in a crossword puzzle that not everyone's view of a condo is the same thing, because the question or the clue was a condo selling point, and I'm like, what is a condo selling point? And it's like 4 letters, and it ended up being view, and I'm like, okay, this guy must live in Los Angeles or New York or someplace where condos are giant high-rises that have 20 floors and rise above everything. And because in Ohio and the Midwest, a condo is like a townhouse. you know, and I'm like, a view, okay, yeah, right. So, I mean, our condos, if you live downtown, if you live in downtown Columbus or Cleveland, you know, those exist. You can live in a 10-story condo, 20-story condo building. I'm not familiar with Cleveland, but, you know, here we do have some downtown. Not many, but we do. So if that's your thing. But anyway, so we bought a condo, and then when I got divorced, I let him keep the condo, and I bought another one, which was technically a condo, but it was really just a small house. I think the only reason they called it a condo was because you had to pay dues and stuff like that, and for your yard and things, because it was a house. It wasn't attached to anything. I mean, the idea of having a condo is that it's you know, a townhouse or a block of buildings or a group of buildings or a group of units in some way. Here we would say they were all apartments, but you know, when you own it, when you buy it, it's called a condo. And really, other than that, there's no difference to me. I mean, maybe in other places. That's just what I'm familiar with. So I had an 800 square foot condo, and most of what I got was hand-me-downs. And then I moved into the next one, and I'm trying to think if I bought, no, I haven't bought a couch or a chair in a very long time. It's been 20 years, because when my grandparents died, my mom and dad wanted to know if I wanted their couch, and so I have that. And it just seems like I keep inheriting things. Like, I've been very lucky. I do want to buy a new couch and stuff. But anyway, I digress. So, when William and I got married, we lived in a pretty cool apartment, and we decided to try to find a house to rent because, well, the condo or the apartment we lived in was, I mean, the bedroom was the hottest place in the house in the summertime, and literally the coldest place in the house in the wintertime. And we had some neighbors that moved in that smoked weed, and I am allergic. The smell of weed makes me want to vomit. And they would sit on their porch and smoke weed every night, and I wanted to go knock on their door and scream at them and tell them to stop, because I couldn't go out on my porch and enjoy myself because people were smoking pot. So that made me angry. But anyway, we found a house to rent, and it was smaller than this one, and it had 3 bedrooms, and a bedroom is generous. The rooms were small, but it was built in the 80s. So he and I accumulated, you know, like, we have stuff between us because I had a marriage. He had never been married, but he had a house, and he still does. I mean, we still have the house in Ann Arbor. His parents live next door, so, and we try to go up there once a month. It's paid for, so we don't have to worry about that. But anyway, we, you know, he moved some of his stuff down here, and so we ended up having a lot of stuff between us, a lot of board games, I collect antiques, and I collected some furniture from my grandparents that I didn't expect to have. Some antique furniture that Mom says, do you want this? I'm like, yes, please. So when we bought this house, long story short, or long story long, I had the intention of definitely having a space, because he works from home, and exclusively, he always has, and because he's self-employed, so he needed his own office space, or I felt like he deserved his own office space. So I said, you know, we'll get a house that has enough bedrooms that we can each have our own office. And I let him pick. I mean, it's obvious what the master bedroom is, so, you know, that's not obviously a choice for an office. But then there's 3 other bedrooms, and he got first pick as to whichever one he wanted for his office. So I was kind of surprised at the one that he picked, because it wasn't the biggest one. And there's one, so the master bedroom is on one end of the upstairs, and then we have this room that I'm in, and then his is at the end of the hall, and then there's another one on the other side that's bigger. It's very long, and it has 2 closets in it, and so he picked the one at the end of the hall. And I thought, ooh, I want the big room to put my stuff in, right? Because I had all this crafting stuff and things like that. So we moved, and we had the boxes labeled, and everything, you know, got moved and stacked in its appropriate room, but everything else either went into the basement or went into my room to sort out later. And I had a lot of stuff to organize. I'm not gonna lie, I had cross-stitch stuff, and at the time I didn't have any coloring stuff when we moved, because this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I think we've been here 4 years this summer. So the coloring stuff wasn't even a consideration. So my office was just jam-packed with stuff I didn't know what to do with. I mean, it was just boxes everywhere, and we set my desk up, and there's 2 windows in here. There's 1 window in my husband's office, and all of these are on the front side, and then the other room, the big bedroom, has 1 window, and it's on the back side of the house. And so I would, you know, we set my desk up, and I had area, but I still had all these boxes, and I would try to sort through stuff, and I had all this stuff that for some reason I didn't know what to do with. And I mean, it was like that for a couple of years, I'm not gonna lie. And it was driving me crazy, and I never wanted to go into my office. And at the time, I worked in my office, which is like 20 minutes, a half an hour drive from my house. And so I didn't work from there, but I could work from home if I needed to. It was no big deal. So I needed to have space to do work. And then I don't remember what it was that made me realize, I don't know if I heard something from someone said something, I don't remember what it was, but I just realized that that room didn't make me happy. And I would want to come into this room, because this room has 2 windows and more light, and we had all of our bookshelves. It was our spare bedroom, and we had our bookshelves in here and a chair where you could sit and read, or, you know, whatever. And I would want to come in here, but there was no reason for me, to come in here, because it was just a bedroom, you know. So one day I told my husband, I said, what would you think if I switched rooms? Because I think I would rather spend time in the other room. And he's like, I'm surprised you didn't pick that room as your office to begin with. I'm like, well, you should have told me that. He says, I thought I did. But apparently I just was denying myself. But, so we moved everything out. Well, we moved everything from my office into this room, painted it, and then moved all the bedroom stuff into there and the bookshelves and everything. And then we painted this room and put all of my craft stuff in here. And in the meantime, I bought things to organize. And somehow, I mean, it's taken me a couple years, but somehow I managed to get it all organized, and it is what it is now. I mean, I bought that IKEA shelf, and it was a lot of work. I mean, but I think that that's the secret, though, that you need to ask yourself if your space makes you happy. And I realize that you know, not everybody has the luxury that I have to just switch spaces. But if you find yourself never using your craft space, I think you need to ask yourself why. That being said, I do have a small table in the living room. I have an antique, it's this metal rolling table that I think was from the 40s. And I love it because the sides fold up and fold down, and it has a light attached to it so you can plug it in. And it's super cool. It was my grandparents, and so I have that down by the couch so that I can sit downstairs and color if I want to. So that's like super cool. So I do color in the living room. I do not just color in here. But I mean, I do a lot because I try to always have a picture out, so that when I'm working, I can take 5 or 10 minute break, and color something, work on a picture, you know. But I wish I had a before picture and an after picture, because literally I was just sitting in boxes and it was miserable. And that's kind of the way my basement is. Like, we're trying to sell a bunch of games, which I got to get back to, but this week is Origins, which is game convention, so we're going to be really busy with that. I'm taking a few days off work so I can go help at the convention. It's here in Columbus, so I don't know how I feel. I already said nobody's better be getting within 6 feet of me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And apparently, I need to figure out what to do, what to color. I guess it could be this, because I'm sure I won't have it done anytime soon. But I need to figure out what to color and talk so that I can tell you guys the story of me and William meeting in Las Vegas. So, because it's a fun story, you know, it's almost unbelievable, you know, that I tell him all the time. I say, I hope that everyone gets to experience the love that I feel, because he and I are best friends, you know, which is funny because in the beginning I thought he hated me. yeah, I didn't think he liked me at all. And, you know, when I met him, I just thought he was the cutest thing ever. But that's a whole other story, and I will tell you in my next color and chat, which you can look forward to. Right? I'm supposed to like string you along so you'll come back. Is that it? I'll tell you right now, I'm not that kind of person. It's like, well, you get what you get, and if you want to watch, fine. If not, then that's fine too, because I'm not gonna tie anybody down and make them watch my channel. I don't expect you to even like what I'm doing. I'm surprised that people do, to be fair. I only hope that sometimes I can be kind of funny. We'll see. Oh, so if anyone, let me ask you, before I forget, if anyone has a suggestion, and this is what I suck at, I'm not gonna lie. So I will need to do this sky. Now, I do not want to do the sky in colored pencil because it will be a giant pita to do in pencil, and that's just not, I mean, I will if I have to, but I would rather find a different medium to use that would be quicker and easier, and it's still going to be a pain because I have to go around all this stuff. But I think I'm incapable of doing a background at first. I probably should do that, and if anybody has any suggestions for videos like where people do the background first so that then they can color everything and you don't have to go back in and go in between things at the end and worry about messing it up. I mean, let me know what you think. I mean, pastels, maybe I need to get some pastel pencils. I really do want some. I want the set of Carb Othello pastel pencils. So maybe this month I'll just break down and order them. We'll see. I mean, it would be one thing. I haven't bought anything. Maybe I could get a few when I go. I'll be up near Blick tomorrow, so I could always stop and get those. But anyway, if you have a suggestion as to what color the sky should be, which, I mean, blue or some gradient, or how I should do it, whether it's pastels or ink tints, or if you say colored pencil is really going to be your best bet, I mean, I'll do it. And I don't, you know, just be, you know, and I'm sure there'd be some whitish space in here. But I'm just trying to learn how to do my backgrounds more efficiently and better. So I am open to suggestion and constructive criticism. And that's partly why I think it'll help if I do color and chats, because then I can ask y'all questions about things I'm working on. I've gotten some great suggestions so far, and I need to go implement them on some other things I was working on. And thanks, everybody. I mean, everyone has been so nice to me, and it's been such a wonderful experience. I'm still meeting really fun people, and I appreciate that. I really do. And it's been fun. I was worried that doing videos would be a job for me, and I didn't want it to be a job. I wanted it to be fun, and so far it is. And that's my goal, is just to share and help other people and ask people to help me when I need help. And suggestions, and I'm always trying to find videos on techniques. Oh, something fun. I did join Kitten Clouder. I saw somebody do a picture, or I saw a finished picture and I'm like, wow, that's really good. So I decided to join Kitten Clowder's marker and pencil class for a few months and see what it was all about, and I thought maybe I would learn something. So I got the first class and I have to do it, and it's a Molly Harrison picture for fall, so it's gonna be really cool. Check them out. They're Australian, I believe. It's KIT, Kit and Clowder.com. I'll find it and put a link. But they have, you can join either the pencil or the marker or both, and they do have free classes. I haven't done any of the free ones yet, but the free classes look nice, so you could always try it out and see if it's your thing. But they send you instruction and you go watch the video, and I don't think they provide you the art. I think they give you, because she likes to support, or they like to support artists, so it seems like they'll always give you a 50% off or some kind of a discount to go purchase the picture that you're coloring, which it's like the Molly Harrison one is like $2.75, so, and we got a 50% off to purchase it. So that would be like, you know, $1.30. I mean, and the marker and pencil was only like, oh, less than $30 a month. And I mean, you can cancel it anytime. I mean, you have to do it like within 10 days of when it renews, but it just so happens that I have the Molly Harrison picture that they're doing, which I can show to you. It's this one. This is the marker picture. There's a different picture for the pencil class, but this is the marker picture that they're doing, and if it turns out the way that it looks in the example, it will be amazing, and I'll have to show y'all when I get it done. So I'm gonna sit down and do that. And I'm excited because I'm hoping to learn some stuff with marker and pencil. So, but anyway, I'm at right about a half an hour. I'm getting farther on here. I need to work on this cloud a little bit more because it's not blended very well, but that's me. I use blender pencils because my blending kind of sucks, but I'm getting better at it. But this isn't a realistic picture, so every time I think, like, I thought I hated like these leaves and how, but then I come back and I look at it the next day and I'm like, huh, that looks pretty good. So I'm kind of happy with it, and when it comes to my pictures, I'm the only person that I have to make happy, so that's what matters. Anyway, so for now I need to get going, but I promise, next Color and Chat I will tell you the story of William and Tammy, the love story. It's a happy one. It's a fun, happy one. There's no sadness, and y'all will enjoy it because our lives are silly and unbelievable sometimes. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.